Hey everyone, and welcome to week 2 of Crown Cosplay. This show is for anyone and everyone who loves crafting, making, or you're just a huge, unapologetic nerd and you want to learn more about cosplay and how to make things. Like, what are we even doing here? What is this show about? I'm Alicia Marie, and today I am sort of like a casual sort of Miss Marvel. Right before the show, I spilled something on myself. I broke my mask, so I'm wearing glasses. You roll with it. That's one thing you'll learn on this show. For those of you who don't know who the heck I am a professional costume artist and cosplayer for over 15 years. I've worked with Disney, Marvel, Warner Brothers. I've made costumes for Megan Thee Stallion, Jamie Lee Curtis, Ronda Rousey, a bunch of other people who are probably wondered why they hired me in the first place. But enough about me. How are you guys doing in chat today? I always love the pre-show chat because I like to jump in, say hi to everybody, establish myself. What's up? Let's see, we have Jess 4 LOLs, Creativa, Hades Town, Blue Maverick, what's up? Right before this, someone in chat said, what would happen if you put a cheese stick into a hot glue gun? And last week, the hot glue gun thing was like sort of a PTSD thing for a lot of people here, but it's like a badge of honor. So we're gonna look into a hot glue emoji. I think that was actually a really good idea. Is the Crown channel because Cerise Jubilee is an absolute queen. Is this channel called Crown? I wonder why it is called. Why don't I know that? Can someone please let me know why it's called Crown? I should actually know that. That's kind of embarrassing. Is anyone else going to TwitchCon this year, next month, where we're going to be for the finale of this show? Okay, rolling right into how this show is going to work because I don't want you guys to be confused. We have 3 crafty cosplay contestants, and over the course of these 5 weeks, even though we're in week 2 now, our contestants are going to be challenged to learn new costuming skills every week with the help of a professional cosplay mentor. And at the end of the 5 weeks, the grand finale is going to be in San Diego at TwitchCon, where our contestants will debut their first cosplay build from head to toe. This weekly flash challenges are great though because our contestants will be taught new crafting techniques from their mentors, and those techniques that they learn during the week they can apply to their full build. But the results of the weekly flash challenges do not impact the outcome of the finale in San Diego at TwitchCon, where one of them is going to win $2,000. That's a lot of mozzarella sticks. If you guys are looking to start making your own cosplay costumes, this is a show for you. So while I'm sitting here in this chair, spilling things on myself, and I hope not talking to myself, ask me any questions you have, ask our contestants, mentors, and I'll try to get them answered for you. Another thing I wanted to explain was how the judging goes in the weekly flash challenges, so there is no confuse. Our mentor has their input, but you in chat, you have your vote as well. So that's why you should definitely be paying attention. You know, listen to what the mentor is giving, notes that the mentor is giving the challenge, pay attention to see if the contestants are using those techniques and use that to sort of gauge where your ranking goes, right? 2,000, can you imagine 2,000 mozzarella sticks? Can you tell I love cheese? I tend to like cheese, and I know this is really rare, but I do tend to like pizza. At the end of the show, our mentor gets to take things into their own hands, and then they're gonna give their own overall ranking, like the final countdown, and that's gonna be the mentor's job. And then we're gonna add up all the math, and we're gonna see who places where, and that'll be like our leaderboard. We'll pull it up, and I'll try to explain it for you guys there. So does that make sense to everyone? 5 weeks, we're in week 2, 3 contestants, weekly challenges, but there is an end game, and that's gonna be in San Diego at TwitchCon. So remember, folks, you in chat have a say, take notes for your own cause purposes, listen to what the mentors say, because they're dropping a lot of knowledge. We're not sitting here for our health. Actually, we are sitting here for our health, actually. But in any way, take notes, find out what's going on for each challenge, and your job is to show up for your favorites, vote in the polls, and hope to give your favorite a little bit of an edge. Okay, everyone's wondering how we found our contestants. We found them on Twitter. So make sure that if you're not following Crown Channel on Twitter that you follow them, because castings are coming up and we're gonna need you for our shows. So what are you doing? We can't be on every single show. We can't. So we need you guys to bring it because we know there are things that you do that people will find interesting, skills you're into, things you're into, games you play. So let us know. Yeah, you guys ready to bring in our contestants? I'm ready. I'm tired of seeing myself on camera. Oh. Let's bring them in. Let's bring in. Ah, la la. Hello, people.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Happy
beauties. Everyone looks so
neighbors.
bright and shiny and happy today. Are you guys excited?
Very.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I get so excited seeing you guys on camera because I feel like we're doing a real thing here.
We are doing
Oh
a
yeah,
real
it's
thing.
like,
The realist.
is it real?
Yeah.
This is a real thing? Is this
a
real?
This is really happening, like
realist.
right now in real time, live right now on Twitch. I can't believe it. All right. Back up, roll it back. Right now we have with us Cerise Jubilee. She's a 50s housewife and aproned queen. Say hello to your fans.
Hello,
Cerise.
everyone.
Next up, we have Atmospheres, master of textile and makeup. Beautiful, yes, darling. And lastly but not least, we have Monica of the Lion, meme duchess of the weird. You guys are so crazy with that applause. Can you imagine if like we could walk around with like a soundtrack of somebody just cheering you on like every day throughout the day, the things that we could get done?
Truly the motivation.
I would not get anything
goals.
done. I'd be like, shh.
Yeah,
I feel so good about
I love
myself
that. Let's
all the time.
Oh, you guys, Duna Betty is saying that you guys are icons. All three of you are iconic. You guys are setting the stage. So this is the very first Crown cosplay, and you're the very first contestant. So you guys are basically like setting the standard out here. No pressure. How do you?
We're trying to set the bar high.
There it is. Come in hot. Dun, dun, dun,
Come in
dun,
hot,
dun,
exactly.
dun, 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 dun. How do you guys feel coming into this episode after last week?
Nervous.
Things are
Today
looking up.
I think more
Excited.
nervous.
Yeah.
More nervous than last week? No.
Yes.
You're like veterans
I'm
now.
more calm than last week, for sure.
You do feel more
almost
confident
ready
this
for
week?
today.
Feeling good, though.
boy.
Feeling good. Feeling
I know.
ready.
I'm just wondering. What'd you say, Cerise? I'm sorry. I'm talking over you, and you're the goddess. Go ahead, Cerise.
Oh my gosh. Feeling ready, feeling excited. Want to get my hands deep into some fabric.
Oh, good. I'm happy. All right. So, for those of you who missed last week, we wanted to show you a little sort of recap on the things we covered last week, which was with mentor Lady Artemis, and we did a shoulders up challenge where our contestants made Animal Crossing ears and also did accompanying makeup. They blew us away. Let's see that recap. Everybody, welcome to Crown Cosplay here on the Crown channel. We have 3 crafty contestants that are competing against each other in a series of cosplay challenges. Introducing Stream Queen, Cerise Jubilee. Cerise, welcome. Oh my gosh, you look amazing.
Hi, Alicia.
Atmos, you have like one of my
Hello,
favorite
hello,
names I think
hello.
I've ever heard.
Thank you. I made it up.
Hey, Monica, how are you? Look at your colorful room. These weekly challenges, they're going to be issued every week by a mentor. Let's give it up for the amazing Lady Artemis. What kind of supplies do our contestants need, or what do you think?
So makeup, face paint, anything to really get that color, especially for Animal Crossing. You can use faux to help form the ears.
Ooh.
I see that number rising. I love to see it. I love to see it.
It looks like the
You're
best
nailing it.
final
To the robot
product
form.
is... So that
Winner
leaves us
is
with-
Monica. Monica, I feel like she kind of knocked my challenge out of the park.
And thank you all, of course, for watching Crown Cosplay. We will see you next Friday for episode number 2. Oh my God, you guys killed it last week. It's
I
fun,
can't
going
believe that
back
was
and
only a week
watching
ago.
it.
Yeah, right?
It was
Oh, so
right?
amazing.
And you guys were
It's
out
like
there just
time.
just flip.
What?
But you guys did so well, and Lady Artemis, your mentor, was so impressed by the stuff you did. Are you guys surprised how well you pulled that off last week?
I'm surprised I pulled
Wasn't expecting
anything
that.
off.
I agree with Monica. I both thought I had more time and also fit everything in the hour. So I feel pretty pleased that I got everything done that I had planned to do.
Yeah, and it came out really good. I mean, I trust you guys, but of course I was nervous for you because, I'm sitting here and I'm doing nothing, but I feel for you, okay? Just know that I feel for you. I hope that sounded authentic. Well, I hope you guys out there in chat are ready because right after this break, we're going to meet this week's mentor. And our contestants are going to get a crash course in a new cosplay skill that you guys can learn from as well. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be right back.
We thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
The skies are strange.
Evil does not sleep. It wakes.
Have you heard of him, lad? Have you heard of Sauron?
Find the light, and the shadow will not find you.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
Welcome back. You are watching Crown Channel, and this is Crown Cosplay. If you are new here, give us a follow. And in case you didn't know, the Crown Channel assembles some of the top streamers in the world across almost every community to develop the best live content in pop culture, gaming, and more. Like everything we're sort of into. And when I say we, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You bunch of nerds. Today here on Crown Cosplay, we have 3 craft-tastic contestants competing against each other in a series of weekly cosplay challenges. These challenges are going to help them to design a full cosplay build that they're going to debut at TwitchCon in San Diego, like next month. Whew. I need to take a break for a second with that. Anyway, one of them will walk away with 2,000 bologna sandwiches. I'm just kidding. It's turkey. Are you guys ready to meet the mentor? Dun, dun, dun. So now that we've met our contestants, it's time to meet the mentor of week 2. She is an award-winning cosplayer with a passion for craftsmanship. This year, she came out with her first book, Cosplay Foundations, Your Guide to Constructing Bodysuits, Corsets, hoop skirts, petticoats, and more. I need that book. What is happening? She loves creating educational content, and she can't wait to see what Casey has to teach us today. Let's bring out Casey Renee, our week 2 mentor.
Hi! Oh my gosh, hi!
We're so happy to have you here. Welcome to Crown Cosplay. We're here with you on the Crown Channel. We're so happy to have you. Check out the chat. Let's see. We love you. Oh my God. Hi, Lone. So we have some amazing contestants here today, and we just came in with our mentor for week 2 is Casey Renee. You have so many accolades. I'm so impressed by you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm sometimes impressed myself. I'm like, wait, did I really write a book? Like, did that happen? It did.
She's like, wait a second. Have you always been a creative type?
Yeah, so my background is in theater. I started theater when I was 12 years old, and you couldn't really take me off of the stage ever since. Whatever stage that was, whether it's here, whether it's, on a stage at a competition, a panel room, wherever. But yeah, I've always been pretty creative, and that's my background, and art is kind of like my heart and my soul.
I love finding out like how artists who have art as their sort of career or their main hobby, like how they fill into it. Because everybody, I like to believe that everybody has an artistic slant towards something, you know, whether it be writing or painting or gluing or woodwork or leather work. I always like to find out how people got there. I'm just sort of nosy. And I love when I hear that people like you, like take that little nugget of creativity and like move it to like the next level. So Casey, for those of you in chat, is an award-winning cosplayer. What cosplay did you most recently win an award for? And what award was it?
So in 2020, I actually placed 3rd place at C2E2 with my Ariel ball gown. It was kind of my own design or like version of Ariel. I really, so I really like her pink silhouette, like the big ball gown at the dinner scene, but I'm not a huge fan of pink, and I've always loved the like green dress that she had in the Disney parks. So I married them, and that is the gown that I made. It was awesome, and like I loved it. I still wear it all the time. It's one of my favorites to wear.
Oh, it's beautiful. And so you won something in that particular creation.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I got 3rd place at C2E2.
Oh, that's a huge competition. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. Walk around with another billboard. Really, I won the
I'll just like hold the check and be like, I don't even have to answer questions. Yep. It says right there, cosplay contest. That's me.
Thank you very much.
I won that.
That looks like it was extremely challenging to put together, just the design in general, and it was original. So I'm impressed by your work, and I'm happy that we have you here today to teach our contestants.
I am so happy to be here. Education is a huge part of how, obviously, I learned how to do all of this. I am not trained at all on how to sew. I had to teach myself. So I'm happy to share some of my information with all of you.
You taught yourself to sew? Girl.
Yeah, well,
what is happening?
YouTube, like the internet, like I was going to say YouTube, but it's more like blogs because it was back in the cosplay.com era. Like that's...
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You know those days.
Yeah. Everyone calls it YouTube University. That's definitely a thing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So speaking of challenges, what do you have for our contestants today?
So today we are going to be making a boot cover. I've got a very basic boot cover planned out to show you how to make, and the goal is for all of you to learn the basics and then be able to like basically apply them to whatever project that you want. So I've got a basic boot cover, and we'll talk a couple new sewing stitches for those of you that may have never sewn before. A few new things here. Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need to know how to be like a perfectly skilled sewer for this, right? Nope. Okay. Just not be scared of the sewing machine. Okay, cool.
Yes. Well, you know what? Let's talk about the supplies, and then I can get going on my demo. So for the supplies today, I have elastic, which is a very important tool for making boot covers. I'm also going to be using faux leather or a stretch vinyl, more in that alley, but it kind of will give you that like faux leather look, but it's stretchy. Accessories, so we have some zippers, buttons, snaps, things like that are things you can use to finish your cover so that it'll stay onto your shoe. And we also have some cotton or some more of a woven fabric. So if you don't want to play with stretch fabrics, we got you.
But see, stretch fabrics are just so amazing. Like if it's this 4-way stretch, you're like, oh, I know it's gonna fit. Like you said, like we just have to take it in. It's like the most amazing thing. If you're interested in any of the supplies that Casey mentioned, instead of thinking you have to go out there and find them all of your own, dun dun, we have a QR code. You can scan that and you can get a list of all the supplies on Amazon. How easy is that? We make things easy for you, see? We're benevolent gods.
I love that. I love a good QR code. Yeah, I think
I
you know what? I'm ready to start showing my demo if y'all are ready. Is everyone ready to learn a little bit about boot covers and some sewing stuff?
Are you guys in chat ready? You guys ready in chat?
Yeah.
Ready to go? Yay!
All right.
It's made me do it. I'm nervous. Okay, so here we go. Here goes the demo.
All right. So let me explain to you the tools and materials that I have. This is a 4-way stretch vinyl. So we're going to be doing something special with this here in a second, obviously sewing it, but I'm going to teach you a little bit about sewing it without stressing yourself out. I also have some elastic. This is 1/4 inch elastic. We're going to use this a little bit at the end of the demo, but I have it. I have pins. I'm not necessarily going to use these pins for this material, but if we decide we want to do some sewing tests on woven, we can totally do that. I'll show you a few, a really fun stitch. And then I also have wonder clips. These are going to be the key to sewing and pinning this vinyl fabric. I have some zippers too. If you're going to make closures, zippers are a great way to make something that you're going to put onto your boot. And let me show you what we're going to try to accomplish for today. So this is a very basic boot cover. This is for my Batwoman cosplay. And this is a 4-way stretch material that goes, and they stay up too as long, and we'll talk about that, as long as they're fitted, they will stay up. I also have my sewing machine because we're going to sew a little bit, but I basically have a base boot. And a big reason why we are doing a boot cover, also shoes are totally fine if you want to make your own shoes, but the reason we're doing a cover is because you can use the same base to make 15 different shoes for different costumes. Shoes are a really big part of selling that look. We can also modify shoes like I did here. I'm not gonna show you that, but I just wanted to show that you can just modify a base shoe.
Play with it.
Straight onto it.
Have fun with it.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump into this vinyl. So this does have like a little plastic side to it. This is called the right side. And then the wrong side is a little coarser and it's a little bit more matte. If you want to, something that I like to do is I like to teach the rules and then I encourage people to find ways to break the rules that work for them. So if you really wanted to, you could use this as the top side of your fabric. If like say, this is all you had and you really wanted this versus that. But for today, this is gonna be our right side. When you puncture this material, because it is basically a plastic, you will actually leave holes in it. So we're gonna avoid pins for right now, and we're actually going to use wonder clips. The wonder clips are going to just clip on like you normally would clip. And what's really helpful and amazing about wonder clips is you can kind of just shoo them off when you're sewing with them. I really recommend having both wonder clips and pins though. Some people are full-on wonder clip fans. Some people are full-on pin fans. I like both because there are some materials where you can't really pin it to, or where you can't really clip it very well. Pins just work better. And then sometimes if you have really difficult fabrics, you might just want to safety pin that before you sew it. So we have, these are my fabric scissors. I'm not going to be using these necessarily. If we mess this up, we have extra fabric. That's what these are here for. I also have thread scissors. These are just smaller, so we'll have those for this. And I think that is all of the materials for now. So with this boot cover, we've got 2 seams. This front seam that will come all the way around here, and we'll actually stop it right here on this edge. We're gonna leave this open and we're gonna leave this open. We also have this back seam right here. We're gonna just start with this first, but before that, we have to introduce the machine. Oh,
ooh, the machine!
So this is my sewing machine. It's named Nandor. All right, so Nandor.
Oh my God.
All right, Nandor is set at a straight stitch right now. And I know most people only know a straight stitch, but I'm sewing something that is stretchy. So I really want to try to do a zigzag stitch for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, this machine in particular has a knob that just changes the stitches for me. Some of them have buttons, some of them have knobs, dials, whatever. I'm going to find the zigzag stitch on my machine. And then there's a stitch on my machine too that will make my zigzag wider or less wide. And then there's a length. So I'm just gonna adjust all of those. And before I sew my stretch fabric, I'm gonna do a test. Now I definitely know that my machine is threaded, I have a new needle in, and my bobbin is threaded. Those are all things to check before you start a project, because sometimes just that simple little thing could be the reason something's not working. So we're gonna see.
These are technique tips, chat.
So we're just gonna see and make sure we got the zigzag, the width that we want. And this is looking really good.
Make it.
So what I'm looking for in a decent width on my zigzag is enough to where if my fabric is going to move with it, like for a stretch fabric, that there's enough room for it to wiggle. Obviously this is a woven, so we're not going to be stretching this. This won't stretch. The closest you'll get is a bias. But this looks pretty good. This is right down in the middle. So all of my settings are right in the middle. I've got, you know, up to 6 on one dial, and that's a 3, and up to 5 on the other, and it's at 2.5. I like to start right in the middle unless I know where I'm going. So now that I've tried that, there's one more tricky thing about this fabric. So do you remember how I mentioned earlier? This fabric is sticky a little, like there's some texture. What that can do on your machine with your presser foot is actually, we'll see if it does it. Oh, well, it didn't do it. But what it can do is, my machine's being real nice today. It's like, oh, you're live, let's be nice. But what it can do is actually bunch up your stitch. And so what it'll do is it'll make all of your fabric look like that. And we don't want that. But also, if you see with my zigzag, I can stretch and my thread is going with it. If I were to have a straight stitch, the thread would actually be working against the fabric, and you could potentially, while you're wearing your costume, rip it, and that's not fun. So that's why we do a zigzag stitch. There are other machines too that exist called a cover stitch machine and an overlock machine that are made for like working with spandex, and they're made for creating these seams, but you don't really need them if you have a good zigzag stitch. So I think we're ready to sew our boot cover. If anyone has any questions about fabric and specifically about like stretch fabric, how to work with it, any other tips on it, I will gladly answer. If you want to put them in chat, I can sew this, and when I come back from sewing it, I can answer it.
You actually answered a really great question for me. I love how every episode I'm learning something new, and I've been doing this forever, in that you don't really need a serger or an overlock machine if your machine can do a good tight zigzag stitch. Because what Casey was saying was that the fabric has to be able to do this. If you do a straight stitch, it's just gonna come apart eventually while you're wearing it at the con, on the con floor. The zigzag gives you some give. That's a good way to put it. Gives you sort of give, like that. Those are, Kanara said these are gold nuggets of info. For me too, because I have, someone in chat asked about the machine, like do they need a really expensive machine? And I was saying, I went to Joann's a few years ago and got a Fashion Mate, and that's how I learned to sew. And I still use that machine way more than my more expensive one. It was like on sale because they had this sale going on, so I kind of got it there. And I mean, so you can wait to like Prime Day, get something cool, get a good machine you can use, and just make sure it has like an allowance for a zigzag stretch, and you can then sew stretch on it.
I completely agree with you. You don't need a very expensive machine, especially if you're getting started. Now, there is more you can do with expensive machines. That's for several years down the line when you're like out there like embroidering and doing decorative stitches and all that. But to do a lot of what you need just to make the costumes that you want, you can just get a machine from Joann Fabrics. I'm gonna just briefly go over how I'm going around the curve of my, the tip of my shoe, I guess, or boot cover. So what I like to do with really tight curves, this is we're kind of making a C here, is I like to drop my needle in, and then I'm gonna turn my fabric, sew, and then again, drop my needle, I'll lift my foot, and then I'll continue to sew. And that's how I get around some of those tight curves. They can be a little tricky, especially when you have smaller curves, like if you're doing a scallop or something like that.
One thing I wanted to throw in there, when you're working with a machine, I know people get a little nervous when they see that it's the needle going up and down, and you control how fast it goes. So you can just lightly press the foot pedal, or you can press it fast. So I tend to go really slow when I'm doing curves, when I'm sewing curves, so I'll just press the foot pedal lightly so that I can get the stitch around that curve without going off into oblivion or screwing it up and having to pull your stitch and do it again, which happens sometimes.
Yeah.
What's that old saying? What's that saying, Casey? What's that saying? Like, it's something like, pull the stitch, don't continue going. There's a whole saying that I forgot. Never mind.
Oh,
so I'm sorry for someone to figure out. Wait, I'm sorry.
You'll have to tell me later if you remember it, because I don't think I've heard that one. The one that I can think of is like, I think it's like measure twice and cut once. Like that's like the biggest saying I've heard.
Yeah. They're like a bunch of because sewing in and of itself is, I mean, it's a learning curve. So, but Casey's tips for beginners and how to just get in there and start sewing. This is how you do it. You start doing it. Lemon said, I'm afraid of running over my fingers. Just go slow with it. That's how I learned in school. Yeah, slow.
Yep, I agree 100%, going slow. And also, if you really are afraid of your fingers, you can always create distance from it. And that's what I do, is I try to keep a hand back here and here, and that'll help me keep a little bit of distance from my needle. I will say I've never ran over my needle before, and I'm not afraid to say that live anymore, because I used to be terrified to say it live, but it's just because I'm actually a very cautious person when I sew. All right, so we've got 1/2 of our boot cover sewn, one of our two seams. Now we will have a hem. We'll have 2 hems and 2 seams. I can explain to you, a seam is when you combine 2 pieces of fabric, like so. And then a hem is actually going to be when you adjust the final product. So like the hem of a skirt or like your sleeve. So for this is our hem and this is our hem. But before we do that, I want to just trim my threads. I say trim as you go, and I really only say that because if you forget at the end, you'll have that one thread that just like hangs out and it's in all of your photos, and you're just gonna be so sad because you're gonna be like, that one thread.
You have to edit it out. No.
Yes, like no, that one thread. Another thing I'm gonna do is called clip my curves. So what I'm basically doing, and you can do this with stretch fabric and also woven fabric. What it means is when you turn the thing out, what we're gonna do is clip our curves. When you turn it inside out, it'll lay a little bit better. That's also a helpful technique for when you're ironing. We are not going to be pressing or ironing any fabric today, so don't worry, we won't get into all of those logistics. But basically, I'm going to find some of the bigger curves, and I'm literally just going to take a little triangle out.
Oh!
And that's going to create just a tiny bit of space in the curve of the fabric, so when you flip it, it can kind of like lay over itself a little better. And again, it'll lay flatter against whatever the object it's on. So like up here, it's your leg, but like right here is your shoe. So clipping your curves is just a really great, easy way to get things to fit just a tiny bit better.
I love it. So you just put notches. Is there a certain number of notches that you do, or just arbitrary?
It depends on the thing. So for something like a bodice or a corset that's going to hug your body really tight, I do a lot more. But for something like this, because it's spandex, we don't have to worry too much about it. But these curves are pretty sharp. So I want to make sure that when I flip it, this fabric has space to kind of go with it without it bunching up and creating like little bubbles, I guess, in underneath the boot cover. So now we are going to do our back seam. Oh, yeah, keep going.
Here it goes. We're finishing it up. Oh, my goodness. Why am I nervous? This woman has won awards doing this. Oh, gosh.
So,
all right. Well, one thing I think is great about this is that specifically that we're using a fabric like this. Someone asked in chat who I'm dressed as today. I am Miss Marvel, and a lot of superhero costumes use like 4-way stretch, like this sort of shiny fabric. So knowing how to make boot covers for superhero costumes, that's definitely going to come into handy, especially if some of you are bringing that out for Halloween.
Yes,
Halloween costumes.
I do want to drop one more piece of information. If you are ever working with one of these vinyls and it's sticking to your machine, there is a Teflon foot. It typically comes in white because I've never seen them come outside of white, but it's basically a presser foot that is made from Teflon. It's very smooth. So what it's going to do is it's actually going to work with your fabric to just kind of glide through. I think it's also called a glide foot sometimes as well. Yeah. I just heard that term used 2 weeks ago, and I was like, that makes more sense. But yeah, that's a foot that you can use. Glide foot. Yeah.
That makes sense. I have a horror story. I was sewing a cat suit for a cosplay, and I didn't have that glide foot, and my machine ate my costume. Like, it got sucked into the bobbin pit.
Yep.
So I had to pull it together. You can't just yank it out of the machine. So I think I learned something. A glide foot can help if you're working with sticky fabrics like that. Jeez, oh my gosh. Oh, someone mentioned in the chat, I think it was Lone. Who was it? Let me go back. You guys go much faster than me. Someone mentioned in chat, like, why are we sewing? Why don't we use hot glue to glue the seams of the boot?
That's a great question. Actually, I have an answer for that. The reason we're not using hot glue is because of the fabric choice that I made. So because of this, the texture on the top, this faux leather texture, vinyls, things like that, what happens with hot glue is once it cools, it actually repels away from the fabric. So as soon as everything has cooled down, you put your piece on, it's gonna fall completely apart. That's why we're not using hot glue.
Yep, it literally solidifies between the two pieces of fabric, and you can pull it right off, like in one single piece.
Yeah.
Someone asked about fabric glue. Now, fabric glue, I've used that like in emergencies, but for something like this, it can get really messy because it doesn't dry instantly. Fabric glue doesn't dry instantly. And I will also say, when you're making something like a shoe that's going to be moving a lot and going to be hitting the ground, you really do want to make sure that it's as sturdy and as finished as possible, because it is going to be contacting the ground. It's going to be moving a lot. It's got to do a lot of work. And if you're going to have a garment that's going to be doing a lot of work, you want to be kind to it from the beginning. Otherwise, it will fail you. So that's why I prefer to sew boot covers. They can be glued. They can, not doubting any of the gluing, but I prefer to just have them sewn. Yeah, sewing is going to be the most secure of all. Lone said, you guys go way too fast for me. Was Lone. And I said, okay, well, so Hades Town just said. I was like looking back, I'm like, wait. Hades said, what happens when your sewing machine eats your costume? You have to basically take it apart. You can't, that's when you have to do some surgery on the machine, or if you don't know how to do it, or else you can't just rip it out of the machine. It's because it's sucked into the machinery. So it becomes a thing.
So what I just did is I I clipped my piece over. I'm guesstimating just for the purpose of this, like, I'm not gonna try to be persnickety on 5/8 of an inch. So I'm doing a lot of guesswork. When you do it for your own cosplay, it is really important to know what your seams are and what your hem is. But I just folded it over and clipped it. And then I took this little front piece of my machine off. A lot of machines have a piece that you can take off. And then it's a smaller neck. So I can actually wrap this circle around it, and I can sew like this, and that makes it easier for me.
It's like perfectly made for sleeves almost. Most machines are perfectly made for sleeves, so it's perfect. Yeah. I need to get those Wonder Clips. I always use pins, and I was watching Project Runway. And I was watching Making the Cut on Amazon Prime, and someone like sewed over a pin, and it like snapped in half and flew across the room, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need a pin in the eye, Casey.
No, oh my gosh, anytime I sew near metal, so like corsetry, boning, hooping, I always wear safety goggles because I'm so afraid I'm gonna have a needle come straight for my eye. I'm just like, nope, we don't touch the paint here.
I thought it was just me. Like, I'm like, does anyone else sew with over pins using safety? I always have either my glasses on or safety goggles because I have like this nightmare that the pin's gonna snap and fly up in my eye, and I'll be like the freak story that everyone reads about. Like, do you hear about Alicia? Yeah, she was sewing a costume and now she wears it. I'll make it cool. I'll wear an eye patch or something after.
Yeah.
Creativa asked, what sort of costumes require boot cover looks? Casey.
Could you read what kind require
what kind of
covers?
costumes? That's what Creative asked.
I would say obviously superhero costumes. I've seen some pretty cool anime costumes. I think the anime is My Hero Academia. Like they have like really like elaborate like outfits. Honestly, like you could make a boot cover exist and like work for any costume you want. Like you could do it for fantasy costumes like D&D. There's so many. Oh, a great one actually. I made a boot cover for an elf costume.
Oh yeah,
from Lord of the Rings. So yeah,
pretty much anything whatsoever.
So now we have our little zigzag up at the top, and again, we can stretch all we want, and we're not going to rip our thread. So I'm going to now break this rule, and you know why? Because I have to stitch something down here, and I have to feed some stuff through it. So this is why we learn the rules, so we know how to break them in a way that's not going to break our costume. So the first thing I'm going to do is just move my machine really quick. We can just put this down over here. We don't need it anymore. So there's this little piece right here. This is supposed to go where your heel is. Obviously, if you don't have a heeled shoe, you would modify it a little bit and maybe have a strap or something. But this has to go over the heel like this, but it needs to be tiny bit fitted, which is where our elastic comes in. Our elastic can also be used in this hem up here. So say you were just it wasn't fitting very well and you needed it to stay up. You can put some elastic in it that's about an inch smaller than the diameter of your calf or your thigh if you're doing thigh highs. And it will, just like elastic in socks, it will help stay up. Another way we can keep our boot covers from sliding down is if you're wearing any form of tights. So like, say you're a character that has blue like tights, or or you want to just wear a nude color of dance tights because it's a short skirt or something. You could actually sew or create add snaps to the tights so that when you put your boot covers on, they'll snap into the tights, and then you'll have this great friction of the tights that are pulling this way and the boots are pulling this way, and they'll pull against each other and they'll help balance each other out. That's actually how I did the boots for my Sakizo, which is what won TwitchCon in 2018.
And you slayed.
I didn't know I could be that great on stage until I watched the footage, and everyone was like, "Do you know what you did on stage?" And I was like, "No, I just walked. Like, I don't know. I blacked that whole part out."
I love it. Foot Icon said that they want to make an entire costume out of hot glue, and they want to present it here on the Crown Channel. So maybe we'll have a challenge at some point in the future that's hot glued costumes entirely.
You know what I will say? You can use hot glue for detailing on things. So sometimes you can do hot. That's how I did my Tariel. What was it? It was her quiver. There was it looked like a tree, and I just used it to make it look kind of like bark. This was also a very long time ago, before I knew about sculpting foams. So this is going to be a little difficult, so I'm going to stretch it quite a bit. But I actually want to stretch it because I've turned this back to a straight stitch. And we all know that with a straight stitch, it can rip the thread. But if I sew my fabric stretched, we should be fine. So I am going to get my fingers a little close to this. Yep, I'm going to stretch it as I go. And my goal
got that chat. She stretches it as she goes, because this is something I'm learning today.
only for this straight stitch and only on this bottom portion. This is really solely just so that I can create a channel. And I'm gonna go, oh, my machine got unthreaded. I'm gonna go a little slow. All right, sounds great. This looks great.
Yeah.
And I do talk to my machine, which is why I named my machine, because talking to your machine means things are always going to be successful.
I do too. And I curse at my machine, but I love my machine so much when it works for me.
I do.
It's a good machine.
That's why
you have to treat it.
Giving your machine a good name, like I name mine Nandor. If you watch What We Do in the Shadows, it's a really funny show. And so so it's just like a funny name. Like his name is funny. Yeah. He does funny things. So at least when I get mad at my machine, I have this visual of Nandor and I'm like, okay, I can't be that mad.
Oh my goodness. It's just like the little tiny detailed parts that I'm like, ah. I always cringe at the little detailed parts. I like doing big, huge pieces. Little things I'm like
let's do that.
But this is how you guys can make like solid, secure boot covers that will serve you more than one con. Right?
And I will promise this sewing isn't the cutest. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to get a channel in here and then I'll show y'all what it looks like. It's not cute though. I'll be very real, but I can at least show you my elastic trick and then we can talk to the contestants. All right.
I was sort of nervous for them. Not really.
Right. They'll be fine. Okay, so I only did half of it because it's, to me, more important to show you the elastic stitch. But this is where it is at. So we've got a little channel, if you can see right in here. And I'm going to just quickly show you my elastic trick. I've got a safety pin because safety pins do have a purpose in the studios. I have a safety pin and then I'm going to safety pin through my elastic and I will actually flip this to the right side out or the wrong side out real quick so that I can find a little hole in my seam and I will feed this through.
Sort of like like when your string comes out of your hoodie.
Yep, exactly. So we are feeding our safety pin with our elastic through, and ideally this would be all the way around and we would just sew it off. But for the purpose of just getting you all to be able to see a little bit of it, if I can find it. There we go.
I'm seriously, I know exactly. You guys can use this for your the hoodie string thing, a straw or something with a pin on top of it. You can just follow it through. I mean, it takes time, but at least you get it back in there.
Yeah, I ran into my zigzag stitch. I didn't leave enough space. I'm sorry. But essentially, it'll come out the other end when you're not trying to sew it in. Come on!
Don't worry about it. It's live TV. And right before the stream, I spilled my drink on myself. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. I definitely didn't leave a large enough channel. But basically what it'll do,
that you made that though in like 15 minutes.
I'll show you on this. While in our last minute, basically what it does is it will... Ooh, there we go. So you see how it's ruched just a tiny bit? That's because there's elastic in there. So if you see, I can go and pull it quite a bit and it'll stretch, but it has a stopping point. Yeah, so it'll help create a fitted.
Oh my gosh. Our contestants are in for it, but in a good way. These are things they need to learn. So,
and then anyone else anyone else interested in learning more about like making shoes and stuff, the pattern I use today is from this book. It's called Fabulous Footwear. It's really, really helpful tool. And again, I use their pattern for this. So
I'm taking that down. Fabulous Footwear.
Yeah. And it'll teach you even more. Like if like this 30 minutes, it'll give you like so much more knowledge.
I'm impressed that you threw that together live. I think that our contestants need to get started on this. Are you guys ready to bring our contestants back in to meet Casey Renee and to see if they're ready for this challenge? Oh my God. Let's bring the contestants in. Ooh. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello, Casey Renee.
Hi everyone. Oh, look at your fabulous faces. Oh my gosh.
Casey Renee meets Cerise, Atmos, and Monica of The Lion. They're going to be attempting your boot cover challenge here on Crown Cosplay. Contestants, how do you guys feel about what you just saw? Yeah?
It was a great demo. So much info. I've been sewing for ever, but I still feel like I learned little tidbits because everyone sews differently.
Exactly.
So it's so useful to just kind of soak in just slightly different ways. I've never done that little elastic heel thing, but that's so smart.
I never did either. I just left it open and wondered why it was frayed in garbage by the end of the con. I totally agree with you say. Any sort of crafting or cosplay technique, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, you will always learn something new from another crafter or cosplayer that you can use for your own sort of. Monica, I noticed you have a sort of sly smile on your face. What's that about? Is that just...
I'm just excited. I'm trying to... I wrote a bunch of notes while you were talking because I'm not a very confident sewer. I only know very few things. So I'm going to take what you taught us and actually apply it today. I hope to apply it today.
You'll do it.
That makes me so happy.
We have faith in you. Casey has faith in you. Cerise, you're feeling good, or you? Yeah.
I'm feeling great. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for this challenge.
Ooh. Everybody's got their sewing machines ready to go. I don't know. Do you guys feel like this is going to be super hard for you? You feel like you're going to be able to skate through it? Do you have ideas already on what you kind of want to do with this to make it your own? Because that's what, let me tell you something. Casey's going to be looking for you to bring it, to bring your own flavor to what she showed you. Right, chat? I wanted to make sure that, look, we have people coming in. Our 3 contestants are about to take the challenge that was issued by their mentor, Casey Renee, which is a cosplay superhero boot cover using fabric and a sewing machine. And they're going to make it their own just now. So I want you guys to make sure that you pay attention too, because your vote is going to be counted in the end. Let me tell you something. Every time I make a mistake doing anything, dang if I don't learn from it. So do you guys have any this is your last chance to ask questions of Casey. Anything?
I'm just ready to get going.
All right, you know what? We're going to take a quick break.
Get started?
But when we come right back, we're going to get right into it. Yeah, don't move.
I am the myth. I am the glory you seek. The island. And the island is me. I am the rage. The destruction. I am Eternum. And Eternum is me.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alicia Marie, and I'm here with our week 2 mentor, CaseyReneeCosplay, and you're watching Crown Cosplay. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be following 3 super crafty and determined contestants who are competing against each other in a series of weekly cosplay craft challenges given to them by their professional mentors. All of these weekly challenges lead up to their first full H2T, head-to-toe, cosplay build that they're going to be debuting on stage live at TwitchCon San Diego and hopefully take home the grand prize on stage in front of everyone, in front of their make. Ooh, they'll basically be winning Crown Channel's first Crown Cosplay Crown. Yeah, I think I did it. Did I do it, Casey? Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it. You did it. It was perfect.
I did. Okay, I'll stop. Each week, our 3 brave contestants will be challenged to learn and execute a new cosplay.
We're here for the tryouts.
I don't think you understand. This is the All-American League.
We're pretty all-American. Who was that? I'm a pitcher, and you need me.
Everybody on the team has to have a job at the factory.
They don't get to decide if this is real or not. We do.
Let's go!
Hey everybody, it's me, Alicia. I'm back. They lost me, but you didn't. Guess what? You can't kill me for long because I'm coming right back. I'm not really sure where you guys lost me, but I will say that we are here with Casey Renee, who is our week 2 mentor, and she just showed our contestants how to make boot covers for this week's challenge. And our contestants are going to have to make those boot covers themselves. They're going to have to recreate what Casey demonstrated and add their own twist to it. Woo! All right, contestants, come on in. Let's see. Where are you?
Yes, we are
Atlas
here.
has turned invisible. I can't believe this. So much is happening.
Where did he go?
Oh, are you guys excited to get started? All right.
Very excited.
I wanted to ask you guys about your supplies for this week. Every week, you're given $200 as a budget to buy your supplies for each challenge. So I'm going to be nosy. And because this is going to be something I'm going to be asking the chat afterward, I want to see what you guys used the good money we gave you to buy. Monica, let's see some of your supplies and what you got for your boot covers.
Okay. Join me, shall you? So I got these boots at a thrift store. Still being thrifty, but I spent a little bit more this week, so I got decorations. I may have bit off a little more than I can chew because I don't really fully know how to sew, but in my head I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make these cool boot covers with like these cool leaves, make it out of fur because
I'm liking what I see.
With the fur, why not?
Okay.
Oh, God,
All right.
excuse
Boots with
me.
the fur.
We'll see if it comes out anything.
I am like, I'm just at first I'm like, I noticed there are no heels, but I'm willing to trust you, Monica. You seem to have a vision.
Yeah. I like the
I don't
color
know if it's
scheme.
gonna actually be anything. Thank you. It's very
the fall theme
very,
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's see what Atmos has for us.
All right.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm very, very excited. Anyone who knows me won't be surprised that I've got lots of sparkle going on.
Oh, goody.
So I'd like to take a peek at what I've got going on. I've got some holographic silver, sparkly red, an old heel, temporary bond batting spray, some magic model, and if I have time, I do also have rhinestones. So I'm definitely going for glitter, sparkle. If you're an anime fan, you might be a fan of what I've got going on, and that's all I'll say. And you might want to look behind me, maybe at what that is there for a hint as well. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, I'm really excited.
Okay. Awesome.
I
I'm
love
loving the
it.
color scheme that you have too. All the glitter. Ooh.
It makes me happy because I'm seeing a theme from the same theme sort of from last week where each of you are going to have something really different.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited to see what
right,
everyone else does.
Yeah. Therese, let's see what you got.
Alrighty. All right, so I spent about $90 of my budget. I went a little bit more thrifty this time around. I got some shoes that were on clearance. So I've got these nice leather boots that are on clearance. So they're a little thrifty there. Got some fun fabrics. We've got some faux leather. We've got some of this really pretty purple.
That looks pretty.
It's kind of lacy. It's a little see-through, so we can kind of have some dimension. And then I've got this silver polyester that I'm hoping to use for some accent. And then I've got some shiny things to add. Just, you know, a little shine to add to everything. I'm very excited for this look and all the color scheme. A little embellishment, a little shine, a little flair.
Oh, fabulous.
This isn't your first boot cover, is it?
This is my first boot cover. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Well, I can't wait
absolutely.
to see what you do. It looks so that the fabric choices
got
that
a
you
couple
made are
fun
really
ideas.
Nice.
Yeah, they are. I'm impressed with what you guys got with the money. So I think we're ready to get started. They only have a few minutes to do it, so let's get on your way. 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's go!
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
I am so glad I'm not them right now.
Sorry,
I'm so glad.
Everybody in chat. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're figuring it out. We're back to it. We're not going anywhere. But Casey, what do you think is going to be the hardest thing for our contestants?
So some of them will look like they were not using stretch fabric, which is totally okay, but I'm interested to see the closures that they chose. Like, how are they going to be able to get it on and over the boot cover and staying up? That's I'm pretty interested to see how they plan to achieve that goal.
Do you think that you're okay for you as a judge? Are you going to be mostly interested in the technique they use to make the boot cover, or are you going to be more interested in like what they creatively do with the outside, or you're not really sure yet?
I'm a combination. So creativity is always awesome. I don't want them to replicate this. I would love to see what they can come up with. But if they can do it in a way where the boot cover will actually stay on the boot, like that's really the main goal, is to turn the shoe, the base shoe, create an illusion, turn it into something else. And so that's, I think, what the biggest thing that I'm going to be looking for is how did they take their base and turn it into some magical thing that isn't the same, if that makes sense.
Some magical thing. Oh gosh! Speaking of boot
those
covers,
are the TwitchCon boots.
This is like some of the things that Casey has created. These are amazing. Oh, the embroidery! Look at you.
Thank you.
These are great. And like Casey was saying during her make, this is how you can take a shoe you have and make it for like, say there's a shoe you have that's already comfortable for you and you want to wear it over and over. You can just create a boot cover and literally wear the same boots for every cosplay. We all do it.
Okay, enough of me. I want to see your shoes. Let's see the boots you've made.
Well, I made a lot of boots, but I actually supplied pictures for you guys. I wanted to show you because with footwear, I do 3 different things. I'll do boot covers, I'll paint boots, or I will make a boot like sort of front, like a front where you hook it onto the boot. So that's sort of like a boot cover. But with these, one thing that we always like to bring up on the show is how to cosplay on a budget, because none of us have $1 million to spend on cosplay. I like to thrift. Go to thrift stores. They call it circular fashion, where you buy shoes and then turn them into what you need for your cosplay. Specifically, the ones that are on camera right now, these were created for a client. And I wanted to highlight these sort of because they're a Frankenstein boot of 3 pairs of boots to make them sort of look like the character shoes, because I couldn't find anything like it to mod. So these boots are like, I mean, foam and like crafting, what do you call it? What's it called? Cosplay foam, the clay foam on the front and stuff like that. So That's how I put those together. So sometimes you just have to be creative, and you know this. Just make it work, however it works.
Yes, those are fabulous shoes. I want a pair. Like, I could just walk around my studio in those white ones. Like...
In the boots looking on. All right, I want to check in with our contestants. So let's see how Cerise is doing. Can we see Cerise?
All right, Cerise.
Oh, okay. So
she's got some clips going on there. Okay. All right.
She's already started patterning. Okay, so where did you get your actual pattern? Did you trace the boot on the outside, or did you have a pattern for your boot already, Casey? Sort of.
Oh yeah. So, for mine, I use mine out of the book, but I've also found some online, and how I've done some of my other shoes is actually pattern over the shoe. That's how I did my Rococo shoes. Any of my historical shoes, I'll typically do that way.
Okay, because I see Cerise already has her. I guess you must have used one off her boots. She's starting with this.
Wow.
That looks like a stretch fabric, right? Cerise, I think she used a stretch.
I think that's the faux leather base that she said she was going to use, and then it looks like she's doing like a nice little like cuff detail or some kind of detail that might come over the boot. I don't know yet though.
Like, excuse me, Cerise, making a cuff.
I know, right? I'm
she's like, I'm gonna go.
I'm so excited.
I know, it's
also,
I mean,
mushrooms.
Oh, wait a minute.
Those are mushrooms on her apron. That is so. Why is she so cute? I love it.
She does. She has her own style, and look at the apron she has on. That's why I was calling her the apron queen earlier in the episode. She has a different apron on every episode, and I love them. I think she does a good job at those. Monica is the queen of bargain shopping.
Bargain shopping. Ooh.
That's how you do it.
I'm a huge fan of bargain shopping.
Things.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how you do it.
Use old things.
One thing I noticed that Cerise is using is a rotary cutter instead of using scissors. I use scissors still because I collect scissors and love them, but the rotary cutter with certain fabrics is like a lifesaver.
I like to be able to, and you can go so fast and go through so many layers. Like when I do velvet, a rotary cutter is like the only thing I'll use because I don't want to lift the velvet and then have it potentially shift. So a rotary cutter, and I have like a micro one, or like I think it's like they're like 25 millimeter. It's like tinier. And so it goes around those curves so well. I really like a good rotary tool.
Yeah, it totally changed the game for me, and I noticed she was using it, so I definitely want to highlight that because I did not know how important those were, especially on fabrics that can pull or fabrics that you said that can bunch up. Those can work. She's already in the sewing. This is going fast for her.
I know, she is fast. Oh my gosh.
I think she's coming out with.
Oh, okay, that was like the foot. It looked like to the top. Yes, it was. That's the foot seam. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's creative. Okay. Love it.
So she is using somewhat of a technique that she had on her own. My glasses are crooked on my face. What am I doing? I want to make sure I don't miss anything. And you guys in chat, I hope you're watching to see how people are using these things. Is that elastic or sock?
Is that?
I'm not sure.
Oh no, I think she's taking out the Velcro or the hook and loop tape. Is that the words?
I noticed. Cerise is like, why are you talking about me when I'm making things? Just keep looking, ignore us. Keep going.
Just keep looking fierce. You're doing a great job.
You only have an hour. You only have 1 hour to make them, so you're looking good, Cerise. You are.
Yeah, you look great.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, she's doing a really smart thing. Oh,
she is.
Sorry.
I mean,
I was gonna say. So she did something really smart. Is she stuffed her boot so that it's like her leg is in it. That's really smart because if you do have just your boot laying flat and you use that as your base pattern, you could potentially make it too small. So very smart, very, very smart.
To stuff it. You're absolutely right. To give it dimension, like sort of like your leg if you can. Yeah. So this is like we're learning things from you, learning things from the contestants. It's like perfect. I wanted to talk to you, Casey Ray, more about what we were saying regarding like thrifting and cosplaying on a budget, because out of every question I get on any social platform, for cosplay. People are like, I don't have like a $4,000 to spend on every cosplay. I actually had to, I taught myself how to make cosplays because I wanted to cosplay on a more epic level, but I didn't want to have to spend, you know, $5,000 on a costume you're going to wear once or twice and never wear it again. So what are some of your favorite sort of like cost cutting techniques for putting together a costume?
I mean, the first thing is just going to the thrift store to find your materials. One thing that is totally not used enough is the curtain section, linen section. Sometimes they even have a craft section of your local thrift store, and you can find really nice fabric. And sometimes it's a curtain or a bed sheet or a tablecloth, but you can still find things like silk dupioni or silk taffeta, which you would normally spend like $20 to $30 on. You can find an entire 5-yard cut of it for like $10. So I definitely recommend that. And I also recommend at the thrift store getting sheets or linen that you can use for mock-ups, because then you don't have to buy cotton from the store to do your mock-up. You can just go and buy a bed sheet that's probably not gonna, have a lot of life left in it, and use that. So that's a really great like baseline starter kind of thing, is thrift stores.
Oh, I love that idea. Like, instead of having to go buy like I don't know, 4 yards of muslin or 4 yards of, you can just, like, I like to call it circular fashion, because like, protect the planet, use fabrics from other things. Right? Like, I remember I had to put like, I was making pants for a client. I had to put like these leather, like sectionals on the pants. And I was like, and I had in my little thrifting pile, like this big like leather skirt, totally cut it out. cut section, put them on the pants. And it was like saving it. Let's check it. Let's check and see what Atmos is doing.
Yeah, I'm so interested about this glittery fabric. Oh, another rotary tool. Okay. Oh, that looks a little Sailor Scout to me.
Yes.
Is that what we're picking up? The little like cuff or the top part.
Oh, you mean like an accent, like sort of at the top of the boot? Oh, a chevron sort of shape.
Yeah.
Is that a stretch on it? It's a holographic stretch. I'm here for any holographic fabric for any reason. If I could look like I'm going to a dance recital 24/7, I'd be so happy.
Yes, I love holographic fabric. Anything sparkly.
It is. I see some Atmos fans coming in. Last Star just said, someone said, God, that's so good. Let's go, Atmos. I love when I see the fam in the chat.
Is that already sewn? Oh my gosh. He is so fast.
He is fast.
Yeah. Teach me your ways.
It looks like a fabric spray he's using. You know what? I've used fabric spray before, and it just gets so sticky that I end up like going crazy with it. But he looks like he knows what he's doing with that spray. Oh, look at that. It's so nice and concise.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome. That is so good.
I actually love that he's making like a pointed boot shape, because that is so like superhero. It's so superhero.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, you can like, one thing to learn from this, you guys, is that you can literally make your own patterns. Like, get like a base pattern from a book or online or something, and then like fudge it and make it fit your costume. You can do that with any pattern whatsoever, which is what I do all the time. I adapt patterns all the time and make things up and see if it fits.
I completely agree.
None of us are pros. We're all just doing our own thing.
Yeah, and I like to combine patterns. So like if there's a blouse I really like, or like a bodice, but I want a different sleeve, like I'll just combine those two, and there's my new like dress top for my Ariel ball gown or whatever ball gown I'm working on. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like, playing with patterns and reorganizing them and stuff is a great way to kind of make the ones that you do have last longer and like get more out of them.
I agree. It's like stretching it. I wanted to talk to you, Casey, more about like consignment fabric stores where you can like get fabrics. Is that something that you use often for your builds? Because you do a lot more gowns than like I do. I've never done a gown before, so.
Yeah, so I have a local consignment store. Basically what a consignment store is it's a it's not like used fabric. It's like if something didn't sell well and like a shop like Amazon just wasn't selling well, they'll sell it for a really low price point to a consignment store. And then the consignment store will sell it to us, the consumer, for a very low price. So like the one that I have locally often is around $199 to $299 a yard. And it can be anything from silk to like linen to like brocades. And the hard thing about it is you have to spend time. So like you're never guaranteed to see the same fabric twice, and you do spend a lot more time digging through fabric, kind of trying to find what you want or what you're looking for. But when you're only spending $2 or $3 a yard, you are not only saving yourself money, but this fabric would typically just go to like a bin or like to the, just get thrown out. So it kind of gives other like people another opportunity to purchase it. I know they have that kind of like consignment craft stores in some places as well. Yeah. I don't think I have one, but I know of one in Denver, and it's the same concept. It's just like both big stores like basically selling off the stock to just get rid of it, but it's also people can bring their own crafts in, and it's like a thrift store almost for crafting supplies, which is so cool.
So good. These, you guys, I'm telling you, these are some expert tips completely, especially if you have a con coming up or Halloween coming up. Ways to save money. One of the most important ways to save money is planning ahead. I'm serious. If there's something that you know you might want to do in the future, keep your eye open for sales. Black Friday, when Halloween stores during the summer, you can pick up things and you will end up using them. So just start thinking ahead about don't wait until last minute, because that's going to cost you a lot of money. Trust me. Let's check into Monica right now. We have not seen where she is yet. We're just checking over. Monica's like hard at work at her sewing machine. Hi, Monica.
What? Look at that furry boot.
It looks like
Chewbacca. I wish we could make them walk in these.
I know, right? Oh, look at that. Okay, so how have you been faring with the faux fur? How are you handling that?
It's good. I did the little like clip thingy that you said on the corner, and that really helped.
Oh,
so that's exciting.
Yay. Oh, good.
And then I just
skills.
It's not as stretchy, so I just use Velcro for the back.
That's perfect. That's so smart. Is your faux fur getting all over your studio now?
Everywhere. It is going to be difficult.
You feel like you're breathing it?
Yeah. You should have seen it earlier. It was a nightmare.
I believe it. I've worked with a lot of faux fur. A fun trick for faux fur is if you lay it with the fur side down and you cut it from the back with like an X-Acto knife, you can actually cut into it. It takes a little dexterity, but you can cut into just the actual weave that holds it together, and it'll have a lot less fur coming off of it, if that makes any sense. It's a great way. It's a great way to keep yourself from inhaling fur.
And get it all over your apartment, and it'll be there. It will be there forever. The fur will be in your
Yes.
But it's worth it. It's cosplay. We suffer for our art. What are you talking about?
Yep.
She looks like she's floating. Oh, she's getting ready. I'm glad you said that, because I was thinking to myself, is she going to put the fur in the machine? And I was like, okay, good luck.
I did. And
I'm glad you said that.
Speaking of like
struggled a little,
having to like rip it out, like
yeah.
The scene probably not the best, but
a great way.
Another
thing you can do is lengthen the stitch length so that your stitch length is longer. It will help it from having to go through it as often. That's what I do with faux fur. Is I typically do it at a 4. When my machine goes from like 0 to 4, I'll stitch it on a 4. That way I don't have to stitch through it as often. Also, because it's thicker, your machine actually needs the space, like needs the time to be able to get through it. And so by doing a longer stitch length, you're going to be nicer to your machine, and then hopefully the fur will be nicer back to you. In theory.
I would love this.
I don't know
But
what
you're doing great.
stitch length means. I don't
That's
know.
okay.
But I think like
You're doing great.
But at least you're only making one.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes, that's true.
Oh my gosh. Chat, I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope you're paying attention because you guys are going to have a say. You're going to have a say. Oh, look at this. We have an upward view of her sewing the fur.
Ooh, you're doing great.
You are. She's brave. I'm proud of you.
It's very brave. Yeah, fur is one of the hardest things to work with.
Yeah, I didn't know that when I chose it. I just saw it was on sale and I was like, sweet, that seems like a good idea.
Awesome.
I love it.
This went differently.
All right. I want to throw a poll up. Chad, I hope you've been paying attention and you were listening in and we were talking to the contestants about their budget and what they spent and their supplies. We're going to do a poll right now. Poll number 1, which contestant has used their budget the best? Dun, dun, dun. Who do you think used their budget the best?
Y'all know what B stands for. B's for budget. B. Let me see some B's in chat. I want to see uppercase B, lowercase
come
B.
through.
It's time.
B, baby. Bam, those B's. Uppercase, lowercase, B.
Let me see that.
Have y'all ever heard of the B movie? B's in chat, besties.
Here we go. Yes, in chat. Who do you think it is?
Also sewing.
Everybody,
Well,
it's Cerise. It's your girl.
Well,
it's so close.
1950s stream.
Promoting
It's
myself,
Cerise.
so uppercase B, lowercase B. Let's see those B's, them,
Oh, I got so distracted. I sewed the wrong
How am I doing anything right now? I don't know how I'm doing anything right now, but I want to see those B's in chat. I want to see absolutely all those B's.
Who's
We
doing
are
it?
the Beehive,
It looks like the
Beyonce,
chat.
Beehive. B's in chat.
Where's it going?
Chat, we've got 5 seconds left. Get those last B's in. 1 B, 2 B, 3 B's, uppercase, lowercase, B.
Okay.
Go.
You know who she
Okay.
is.
Well, it looks like Cerise has taken this one. So Cerise, the audience has chosen Cerise as the winner of the best use of the budget. Best use of the budget. All right, everyone. All right, we're going to give our contestants a minute to catch their breath. We'll check on the project after then, the progress of this. Let's get some water, stretch, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
We're here for the tryouts.
I don't think you understand. This is the All-American League.
We're pretty all-American. Who was that? I'm a pitcher, and you need me.
Everybody on the team has to have a job at the factory.
They don't get to decide if this is real or not. We do.
Let's go!
Traveled out of your time.
Hey! Who's there? I live here. No, I live here. That's her. Holy shit. Future me will know how to get us home.
You don't know who you're about to become.
You have no idea what's at stake here.
Yeah, it's the fate of humanity. I get it.
first round down. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Crown Cosplay, and I'm here with cosplay author and our week 2 mentor, Casey Renee. We are currently peeping in. You're doing so amazing, by the way. I'm so impressed with what you're doing.
Thank you. This is so fun. I'm having a fun time just chatting with you, sharing tips and tricks. It's really fun.
Oh, goody. We're having so much fun together. We're currently peeping in on our 3 contestants who are hard at work. Cerise, Atmos, and Monica are in competition against each other. They have been tasked with a series of weekly cosplay craft challenges that will hopefully help them learn some new techniques that they can apply to their cosplay build that they're going to debut in San Diego at TwitchCon. A quick recap. Today's weekly challenge is knees down. They're making boot covers. So our contestants were given a demo teach by Casey Renee on how to make a boot cover. It's now up to them to make that boot cover and then make their own version of it. And we're going to see who takes it at the end of the show, I guess. Let's check in with Cerise Jubilee again.
Woo!
Let's check in with her. We're back, Cerise.
Hey, Cerise.
Hello.
Let's see where she is.
Oh, wow. So you're just on the back of it. Oh, are you working on the closures right now?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Oh, wow.
I'm impressed that you have like your own pattern for that.
Yeah.
Cerise, you sort of took the pattern and changed it a little bit, but it's working for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, another tool that I always try to have with me, because if you remember right before the break, Monica was struggling, and I was like, oh, a seam ripper. Like, this should always be within hand's reach, just in case, because it's your best friend. So for everyone out there,
it's your best friend.
This really is. Like, get familiar with it, and you can name them as well. But honestly... Oh, wow.
Because you will make mistakes. We all do.
Oh, yeah, always.
You know, so let's see what Chad is saying. Yeah, Gina and Tonic Lime said, a seam ripper really is your best friend. So those people who are in chat, it's called a seam ripper. Creativia asked. It's a little tool that you literally slide it through and you can take it out, still over again. Yeah, never give up.
I have like 8 of them in my studio, like just at every station, because you never really know, like, where you're gonna need it.
You never know. You never know. It's better to just have everything. All of us are hoarders, and we own it. We lean into it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, but also, I mean, back to our budget topic, like, you might want to just keep that fabric that you bought like 10 years ago. Just keep it. Just hold on to it for a little bit longer. You might need it for a project.
You might. Seriously? All right, one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Casey, was like, I don't know, coupons? Like couponing, like going back to how we're sort of trying to train people to shop on a budget for their cosplays. Like coupons.
Coupons are
tips.
So helpful. Yeah, there's like, so obviously coupons at like your local stores that you would pick up fabric, you know, Joanne, you can get them at Michael's now, I think, too. But also online, some shops do like little coupon codes. So if you like give them a review, they'll send you like a 10% off. Save those and think about how you can use it for a project in the future, and that'll help save money as well. I always look for coupons, especially like if I know a store, like an online store, has sales like every other month. I'm like, oh, next month they're gonna have a sale. Let's just wait. So coupons and sales are kind of they're really helpful to save money.
I totally agree. Atmos.
Atmos.
Guess who's here?
Let's see if I'm pinning the bottom of my boot cover. I decided to do an extra seam because I hate myself. So you can see I'm doing this is the bottom part. I've got the front seam, the back seam, and I've also got a model magic moon, crescent moon, to go on the front that I'm working on. It's all coming together. I feel like I'm making good time, but I also feel like the last chunk of time will leave us and disappear on us so quickly. So I'm trying to get this base done because I want to have something to show you and something to wear.
So do you have a plan on how you're gonna
wet look?
Oh. Do you have a plan on how you're gonna attach your moon to your fabric?
My plan is, so I will say, I don't know if the moon's going to be fully dry, and I don't know if the glue I'm going to use is be fully dry, but I'm going to use E6000. It's kind of my go-to as a drag queen when it comes to literally gluing anything to anything. Is E6000. So it might not be a perfect bond, but I think it's a flexible glue. And the foam should be a flexible fit. And so in an ideal world, they will move together and it will be kind of this nice 3D element. And it'll still look really cool and still be able to sort of move and shift with the movement. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm terrified, but I'm excited. I'm also going to stop talking now because I have to sew. And I'll just let y'all chat. You take it away.
I can't wait to see.
We'll let you do your thing. Oh, that's exciting. That's so exciting. But Atmos has really thought it all through, and I love it. I love, knowing exactly the steps that you need to take to be able to create the thing that you're trying to create is really helpful. It's especially in speed.
Yeah. I love the fact that he has is that like a red, I can't tell because my eyesight with the lights and these fake glasses. Is that like a red wet look fabric?
That's what I was thinking, because he said it was glittery, but again, like with all the lights and stuff. Yeah, that'd be so cool, because that's what I have here. It's like the wet look. So it's looking, I think it is.
If my mic's still on, I can tell you. It's a bit of a different fabric. It's not a wet look. It's one of those ones, the one that have the little circles of like reflective?
Oh.
It's like the stretch with those little circles of reflective. Yeah. It kind of like, so it's more of like a micro like glitter look almost to it in person.
Love it. That's so cool.
It is. It's going to be nice on too. Don't let us disturb you, Atmos. Casey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Halloween supply stores.
Yes,
Look, I have my topics that I want to cover with you, so I'm speeding through because I want to make sure that I don't miss these topics that I want to get your sort of input on. So regarding Halloween stores, I get a lot of questions regarding that as well, because that's the first stop that people want to make when they go to costume stores. What kind of advice would you give for people if they're looking for pieces there?
So I would say that sometimes you can find them cheaper online. So definitely be prepared to price match. So like go into Spirit or wherever. And if you see something, maybe check Amazon to see if it's a couple dollars cheaper. That's a great way to save $1 to $2. And when you buy 5 or 6 pieces, $1 to $2 adds up a lot. Another thing you can do is the day after Halloween, it's like Black Friday type thing. You can go to the shops and everything's 50 or 60 or 75% off. And you treat it just like you would the morning after Thanksgiving. You get there when they open, you buy whatever you can. Often, like the best things you can do is any kind of pieces that are like white that you think you could dye and modify. You could do anything, any kinds of like capes and stuff that might be bigger pieces of like fabric, masks, gloves, tights. These are all the types of things you want to look for there. Again, the day after Halloween, that'll help you save some doll hairs.
Oh, that's such good advice. I have to say, I love the fact that I feel like we're mind melding here, Casey, completely, because the day after Halloween, I do not pay attention to the rules of hoarding. I will go in Spirit Halloween and I will stock up, because you can use the belt in that weird bag costume for something that you can modify it for another costume that's over here. I've done that so many times. I'm like, oh my God, where'd you get that belt? I'm like, I took it out of Evil Queen costume from Spirit Halloween. I just modded it to death, and now it looks like, an expensive costume belt.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you. Modifying them too, right? Like being able to modify the pieces that you get.
Just do it. Just get some hot glue, chat, and work it. Let's check in on Monica, because I'm sure she's wondering why we haven't bothered her again. Monica!
Hello.
She's like, don't bother me.
So speaking of hot glue, my needle
She's
broke.
like trying to hide it. You didn't see hot glue here.
So we are just hot gluing things now. We're just improvising and hot gluing everything. So whoever in chat was like, just hot glue everything. That's what we're doing.
You're welcome.
It was someone in chat who said that. A few people said that. We are hot glue friends here. We are hot glue friends here.
Well, luckily fur is a material that will actually take to hot glue. Like, you can hot glue things together and it'll actually stick versus vinyl where it just peels off.
That's true. Maybe that was your plan. Maybe that was your evil plan all along, Monica.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to like YouTube tutorial how to put a new needle because that's never happened to me before. So
I can send you a video and you'll be fine. I promise.
Please.
I got you.
Okay, good.
Anyone else? We'll get videos to everyone on how to change needles. I'll just show you on mine. It's fine. It's easy.
Okay, good.
It's a good tool to know, though. It's very good.
I'm sorry. I'm sitting here and I know. So Monica, I'm Casey to give you a little background. Monica, called herself she calls herself the meme duchess and she said she's like the queen of weird, and I'm just noticing that she pulled out some tin foil.
Yeah, the tin foil.
Oh yes. Oh man, I love it. I love that.
Are you eating lunch?
Oh, you know what? Is that for the? Is that the hoof? Yeah.
Yes.
That's smart.
Let's see.
All right.
Oh, I like how that might turn out actually, because it'll be rough and textured at the bottom, right?
Yeah, and then we're gonna put like just one layer of Warbler on top, and it'll just kind of hold its shape too. I just love myself.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh!
I thought somebody in
love
chat
that you guys
said. Oh yeah, I was gonna say somebody said in chat, "What do you do if you break a needle? You change your needle." I'll be very honest. You'll take the whole, you'll just take the needle out and you'll also just take the bottom of the machine stuff out and you'll make sure you find that little piece that fell down there. Hopefully it didn't. But definitely please
hopefully you did.
Check all of that so that you don't actually ruin your machine.
Someone just said, if that happens to me, I'm going to panic, as Ray said. I've panicked before. I'm like, what just happened? It's just there are like, this is one thing I had to learn in sewing class is that there are all-purpose needles, but there are needles for certain fabric types. And sometimes if you use the wrong one, the needle tip will break, it'll break off. It's just, so I had to learn there were different needles for different fabric types. And that was really kind of a learning curve. But the breaks, get a new one. Moving on.
Yeah. And there's actually an app that can help you figure out what fabric to what needle, like which needle do you buy for what fabric. Yeah, it's from Schmetz. It's changed my life. It's a free app. It's literally on the front of my phone because I use it so much. Because I'm always like, wait, this is a stretch vinyl, not like a vinyl. So what do I need for that?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just helpful to just have, especially when you're going to the store.
Oh my God, I love that there's an actual app for this stuff. I'm going to be bothering you after this show, Casey, because I'm going to need to find out everything. I need your book too, by the way.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Throwing to a poll. Chad, I hope you've been paying attention. Ooh. Which contestant has been the most creative of the three? Setting up the poll. Let's bring it up. Poll number 2. Which contestant has been the most?
You know what to do. It's time for more B's in chat. Uppercase B, lowercase b. Let's see those B's besties. I'm getting on to the sparkle part. And we want to talk sparkle equals creative.
Ooh. Time to rally the neighbors. Everyone get in there.
Absolutely.
Give me some A's.
Wow.
Let me see those A's.
Costume.
Let me see those A's, neighbors. I want to see it.
Success with sparkle ability. Uppercase B, lowercase b, single B, double B, triple B, 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 B,
come on,
B.
chat, come through.
Smash
come
that
through for your
B
people.
button.
Neighbors,
I love
C.
B's. Thank you for all those B's. I see so many B's, and I love you all very dearly.
Happy.
I feel like
this is all
Beyonce,
you guys.
you're all my honeybees. Thank you, my sweet friends. If you could see the sewing table, trust me, you would vote for me then.
Oh wait, no, let's see.
It's tight.
Not Monica saying you believe in me against each other.
I know.
I see leave in you, Monica.
A.B. leaving you.
Is
voting for the
anyone
I didn't even get the first part. I'm so focused.
According to the chat, Chad has decided that Atmospheres is the most creative contestant so far. Congratulations, Atmospheres. You've won your very first chat poll. So exciting.
Oh my gosh. Love it.
Well, do you know what time it is, Casey?
What time is it?
We're nearing the end of the hour, and it's getting down to the wire. We have to reveal our contestants' final looks right after this break. We'll see you in a minute. Don't go anywhere.
Psycho, this is it. You've got it.
Say hi to the people, Carl.
Today we're playing solitaire. Which is something crazy.
This is the place to be.
Chad is doing absolutely well. So I'm hyped. Let's go. No.
I don't know what else to tell you.
We're here for the tryouts.
I don't think you understand. This is the All-American League.
We're pretty all-American. Who was that? I'm a pitcher, and you need me.
Everybody on the team has to have a job at the factory.
They don't get to decide if this is real or not. We do.
Let's go.
You girls traveled out of your time.
Hey, who's there? I live here. No, I live here. That's her. Holy shit. Future me will know how to get us home.
You don't know who you're about to become.
You have no idea what's at stake here.
Yeah, it's the fate of humanity. I get it.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Crown Cosplay, and our contestants are in stiff competition with each other in a series of weekly cosplay craft challenges as they prep for TwitchCon San Diego and the grand finale, where they will reveal their master final build to try to be the very first Crown Cosplay winner in history. Let me tell you, we're on the edge of our seat here. I brought my popcorn. Our contestants
Did you bring some to share?
I sure did.
Thank you.
Okay. Our contestants have had an hour for the boot cover challenge that was set by their mentor here, cosplay book author Casey Renee. Okay, troops, it's time for the reveal. I cannot wait to see how everyone does. Cerise, let's see it. Let's see Cerise Jubilee's artwork.
Ooh,
let's see. Oh,
I love the use of that lace.
Wow.
Ow, ow.
We got sexy lace over our boot.
That's beautiful. Tell us a little bit
about what you did.
My top area
is a little wonky, but we were going for that like folded look.
Love
going
that.
For that like folded look.
Right.
You went fancy with it.
Ooh,
and you
it's
can
got like a
create
little
using that.
asymmetrical thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Let's see.
look at the boot. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Spin it around a little bit. Let's see.
Ooh,
yeah, I love
look
it.
at the little bow.
I love it. And you can use
Love
that cuff, right? You can make like a pirate boot using the cuff sort of technique as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That like that rolled over kind of pirate look. That's what I was going for. This fabric is very difficult to work with. I learned that very quickly.
Yes, I could tell by looking at it that it's not friendly.
No,
you did
clearly
great.
not.
You did great.
I did something from fantasy realm, and I think that's good enough.
I love it.
It is. I mean, I'm all about make it work.
Yes,
that is my favorite statement.
Absolutely,
make it work.
Yeah,
all right,
the lace
thank
on
you,
top
Cerise.
is so nice. Thank you.
Yeah. You did an amazing job. All right.
Yeah.
So, Casey, what do you think? How do you feel about the make? What do you think?
I love the little pirate, like the little peplum, whatever, cuff. And the use of the fabrics, it's got a lot of texture. I've never seen like a wraparound with a little bow on it before on a shoe, and I thought that was really creative and clever. I like it. I would wear it.
Right now, it's like,
yeah,
you have to ponder like the overall creativity, the make, like how you feel about it, because at the end, it's going to be the chat and, of course, your decision at the very end, because you are the coach, mentor, master. It's also nerve-wracking. All right, let's check in. I know, I'm sorry. I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat. I think I might actually fall off it. All right, let's check out Atmosphere's final reveal.
Hello. I'm very sweaty, but I've got the boots on. Let me try to get them.
Oh my God!
What? Oh my gosh! That goes a lot higher than I expected. That's a lot of work.
My moment.
Ooh. You got some
a little point.
Okay.
It's hard to get a good angle, but.
Oh my goodness!
That.
What?
Look at how sparkly it is. Ooh.
I want to see the
I'm trying to get you a good view, but it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it.
Wow. Are those? Yeah. Look at that.
Take it off.
Oh wow. Okay, that looks awesome. I love the little. Is that like a nude type fabric near the top to kind of help?
Yeah, it's a nude type fabric because I thought that would be the best for like a nude sort of illusion.
I love that. I love that a lot. Oh wow! Look at that.
And you added a little moon on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the front is appliqued. It is down to the wire, but I'm really happy I got everything done.
I love it.
You said you sweated at the end. Oh wow!
You can kind of see a bit better.
Wow! Yeah.
The sort of shape I'm going for with the boots.
I'm impressed.
I'm pretty pleased. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm pretty proud of it.
It's a lot of work to do.
In an hour?
Yeah.
In an hour?
Yeah.
I'm very sweaty.
Really
I'm very. I don't think you can see how sweaty I am. I am so sweaty right now. I was like, like halfway through, I was like, yeah, I've got time, and then I was like, maybe I don't. And they're like, okay, cool, reveal time. I was like, oh yeah. So I don't think I know an hour anymore. I don't think I understand what an hour means. Time still eludes me.
We're going to do a teach on that. We're going to do a teach on timing. Atmos, put your boots back on. The chat is saying they want to see a high kick. We're going to check back in with you in a minute.
Okay. We'll do a high kick for the poll.
Okay.
Casey,
love it.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it?
That was a lot of work to do in such a short amount of time, and to execute it how well he did, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. And the use of materials and the think smart, not hard with the basting spray, I'm very impressed.
Yeah. I am. I was like, are those 3 different fabrics he blended?
Mm-hmm.
He's like an A student, overachiever. What the heck is going on here?
So much.
All right. All right, we're going to pull in Monica so we don't run out of time. Right. Monica, let's see what she has for us. Monica the Lion.
Let's see.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Right. Hi.
So,
hey, let's see it.
I only have one.
She's a hot leash. That's fine.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, it's so festive. So festive.
It is. It's like a fae. Like I think like a fawn or like fawn or fae.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
D&D situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Satyr.
Being held on by the grace of glue. Hot glue.
I love it. You know, again, hot glue works for some things. There is a purpose for it. Wow, that's awesome. Very, very good. I love it. Oh, wow. Now I just want to go like roll in some fall leaves too.
Oh, I love
I feel like you're like, I know, I'm like, are you centaur? Like, that's what I'm feeling.
She's definitely Be careful, Monica. I'm really impressed that you did that. You ripped the heel off and you created what looks like a hoof. a hoof boot.
Yeah, looks great.
A heelless boot with tinfoil. Oh, she's brave.
Tinfoil,
She's
yeah.
brave.
You can do a lot with tinfoil.
You know what? You showed us last week, and you proved to everybody at home too that tinfoil is the way to go. All right, girl.
Yeah, tinfoil.
Hang on tight. We'll check back in with you in a second. All right. Now that we've seen, we're back with the family. We've seen everyone's amazing boot covers and what the work they've put into it. And now that we've seen everyone and gone through everything, we're going to do another poll, our last poll of the night. Chat, who has the best final product? People, this is your say. Weigh in, come through for your fam. Who do you think had the best boot cover of the day, night, whatever time of day it is for you? Let's see. So let poll up.
I mean,
go
look at the
rock
material.
it.
Get those B's in chat. Lowercase b, uppercase b, 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 baby.
It's time, everybody. Come on, neighbors.
You can pet the shoe.
Wow. Oh, wow.
She's
Let's
lazy.
see.
She's
Let's
gorgeous.
see.
Look
It's always
at
close.
the material, honey. Look at the material.
She's giving you pirate realness. She's giving you pirate realness.
Who needs a dog?
They all
who
work
have
really
a boot
hard.
cover?
I mean,
It's hard.
if you know what you're doing, you're going to do uppercase B, and they're going to do lowercase b, and they're going to do another uppercase B, and another lowercase b. And you're just going to spam B's in chat.
Cute with my
because I think
my cute
that's
boot.
the best final
Cute with cute
product.
boot.
I'm just saying.
Let's go.
Let's see some more B's. I'm not seeing enough B's in chat. And I'm going to need to see more
Says
B's
A.
from all of you lovely
Neighbors,
humans.
assemble.
I should not
Yes.
have
B's
done
in
that.
chat.
neighbors.
Lowercase, uppercase, lowercase,
And give me
uppercase,
the
lowercase,
A's.
uppercase, lowercase, uppercase.
Give me the
Let's
A's.
go. B, B, B. Let's go. B, B,
Queen
B.
demands the
B
A's.
song just for you. B song just for me. Let's see another one. Let's see an uppercase. 3 more seconds and let's go.
Was that like a custom rap song from you?
Oh yeah,
my
no, the
gosh.
adrenaline is running. The adrenaline is pulsing through my veins. I'm not going to sleep until 5 a.m.
When you were rapping, I was like this.
It's end of show dance
It
party
was-
time.
It was really close. I was going. I mean, the chat was going back and forth, and I think. Wait, let me get it from production. Who won?
It was very close.
Cerise Jubilee. You are the winner.
The neighbors came out for me. Thank you, neighbors.
Absolutely.
Thank you, neighbors.
The neighbors are amazing.
The
Thank you,
people have
neighbors.
spoken. All right, I want to pull up the leaderboard right now so you guys can see where we are. Let's see where we are in the leaderboard now because that's what we... Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Mentor. Oh, goodness gracious. Before we do, I'm getting ahead of myself. You know, I'm too excited. I'm getting way ahead of myself. I want to go back to you, Casey Renee. Oh, my God, because Casey Renee, she has to give her choice on who wins today's challenge. Oh, my goodness. We've heard from the audience. Now we have to hear from Casey. Oh, boy. All you.
All right, so I'm ready. Are you ready? Yeah?
Yes.
All right, so my third choice is Cerise. I absolutely loved that you made your own pattern and you were really creative and you did a great job at engineering, like by stuffing your boot. That's so smart. A lot of people would not think about making sure that when they're draping and they're doing all of their pattern work to have something in there. And that was amazing. You also had a very hard challenge working with that fabric and you did such a good job.
Yeah.
I think that for you, for the future, a little bit more time spent on like realizing the decorative aspects. Although I do love that you kind of like threw together some lace and like surprised us. Yeah, but I thought it was so good. I can see where you're going. I totally can see where you're going, and you have the base of a really good pirate boot. If that's like something that you like, you like pirates. I think that you have the base of a really good pirate boot. So very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You should definitely be proud of yourself.
Yes.
All right, cool. Second place.
All right.
Second place.
So second place is Monica. I'm really shocked that you haven't sewn before, and you were like, not only am I going to sew, but I'm going to sew fur. You should applaud yourself because fur is honestly one of the most difficult and annoying fabrics to work with, and you did a really great job. And I loved seeing you pivot when your needle broke and get hot glue and the use of interesting materials. I feel like I would have liked to see just like a tiny bit more of a finish on the hoof, on the bottom of the hoof. Like thinking about maybe starting at that point and then working your way up so that you can have the base of like how the hoof is going to be a actual like hoof. But I, you know, it's just a little bit of an order of operations kind of switch. Like if you started there and then you would have revved up to the decorations and stuff. Cause I feel like if you didn't have all the leaves, you would have still read as like a hoof, but without that like cover over the tinfoil, it looked like tinfoil. But you did so good. You should really be proud of yourself for sewing.
Thank you.
Fur. You did great.
Thank you. Fur. I wouldn't have done that the first time either. That was pretty impressive. You guys have done. I mean, I'm learning new things. I've learned new things tonight. So, I mean, and Monica, you did break a needle and you powered through it.
I know.
Some people would have, crash
it.
burned and started crying. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I would cry if I broke a needle live.
I would have been crying on stream.
Yeah, I'd be like, end stream right now, goodbye. Like I'll tweet out later. Okay, and first place is Atmos. Okay, this is
congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I'm super excited. I was worried I was going too simple, but I think I did a good job at like doing something that was simple and clean and well executed. I had a plan and I got everything done, and I'm very, very happy with it. And I'm glad you thought I did a good job too. I love sewing and fabric things, and I feel very happy.
I think you did, like your biggest strength was you thought smart, not hard. So like with the basting spray, like that was a really great thing that you could do fast. Like you knew and you had an understanding of like the materials you were going to use, and you were like, my glue hopefully will dry, but it like you just really had a good understanding of what you were trying to do. And I think you executed it beautifully. Your shoe looks so clean. I can't believe you did that in the time that you did. It was amazing.
I can't believe I did that in an hour either. I continue to blow myself away with how much I can get done crafting in one single hour. It's kind of mind-boggling, and I'm very excited. And also, thank you everyone who voted for me. And hi, Mom, I love you very much. Thank you for watching, Mom. I see her in chat, so I had to.
I love it. I mean, I honestly, and I loved how you added the little skin sort of skin flavored fabric at the top.
The little skin flavor.
At the top. That was a nice little touch.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, because when you're making a chevron boot, like it may not stay up. So he sort of thought about that ahead of time and added that little part. So I thought you guys all did amazing, Atmos. So congratulations to you. Our people have spoken. Our coach and mentor, Casey Renee, has spoken. So now we can go to the leaderboard. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are with the numbers. Oh, wow. Look what we did. Oh, so Atmos is, look, there we go. Everyone, the results are in, and Atmos is the leader of the... Amazing, Atmos, good job. It was the high kick, wasn't it? Everyone, it was just the audience favorite that we loved.
Yeah, that's it. It was the high kick.
You all did an amazing job.
Yes.
Yeah, you all did an amazing job. Did you feel like you learned a lot from this
episode? Big time.
Like this
Big time.
Majorly, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. I love hearing that. I love sharing my knowledge with you all.
Thank you so much for all the info, Casey. It was so helpful.
You've helped me so much.
I feel like we're all gonna
incredible.
send you a bunch of DMs being like, so you didn't cover this, but
how do I do this?
Help me with my life.
Just so seriously, so much. I mean, I'm amazed at what all of you have done. You all did such a great job. I wanted to say, I hope you guys are working really hard and getting ready for San Diego, TwitchCon. We're gonna make sure we cover you guys are coming. I wanted to say thank you so much to Casey Renee for coming on here and being our coach and mentor. Make sure all of you tune in next week. Thank you so much for coming coming through and being part of all of our polls and challenges. Just so you guys know, the Crown Channel, the Crown Channel has a lot of great content and programming coming up next week. Stuff that you guys watching here are not going to want to miss. Look at that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff coming here. So make sure you're following Crown Channel so you know what's up and coming. Of course, as always, I'm your overly energetic host, Alicia Marie, and this is Casey Renee, our Week 2 mentor. And we will be catching up with our contestants, Cerise, Atmos, and Monica, as they get ready for our Week 3 challenge. Oh, this week had me like sweating bullets. I was like sewing things, throwing around, but like, I mean, it came through, it went through. So I'm just really happy everything came through. So thank you, Casey, so much. And to all of you, we will see you next Friday for more crafting, cosplay ideas, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.